Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's 30-Minute Mentor. I want to discuss the subject of easy money this week. It's something that I get asked about a lot. What's the easiest way for me to make money? How can I make money easily? What's the best way for me to make money? And when I ask them what they mean by the best way, they usually come back and say, well, I want to make $2,000 by the end of this month. How can I do it? What's the easiest way to do it? I'm constantly being asked about the easiest way to make money online. So I want to cover it in today's 30-Minute Mentor. And I would appreciate it if you can just let me know that you can see my screen and hear my voice. Hopefully you can. I apologize for being a couple of minutes late. I was logged in, and as soon as I went to start the broadcast, I got a message saying the webinar's ended. Crazy. I hadn't even started it, so I had to set it all up again. So hopefully it's working now. Tim, thank you, Tim. Yes, all okay. Thanks, Maya. And hello to you all. Introduce yourselves if you like in the chat section, just let people know where you're from and what we're doing. But I'm going to crash on, seeing as you can hear. I'm going to start going through this presentation on easy money. And to make it easier for me to do the presentation, I'm going to change the view. It'll slightly smaller for you. Okay, I've been telling people for years that there's no easy way to make money. But is there? Because maybe there is a way. Maybe I've been blinkered. Maybe I've not been looking at things in the right way. But whatever you do, you're going to need some or all of the following. So what is it that you're going to need? Well, first of all, you're going to need to be open-minded. You're going to need to have a willingness to learn. Because if you look at this little graph, the places you'll go increase with a willingness to learn. So you've got to constantly be prepared to open your mind to new ideas and find out about them and take action. Yep, you've got to be prepared to take action. There are a lot of people that have learned a lot of stuff and they don't use it. In fact, the world is full of people with degrees who struggle to make ends meet financially. I know some people who have 2 or 3 different qualifications and are still not financially secure. They're not making all the money that they want. In fact, they're often struggling to pay their bills because knowledge is useless, sat on a library shelf. You can go into any library in the world and it's filled with knowledge. But unless you take that knowledge and put it into action, it's absolutely without value. If you're prepared to take action, regardless of the knowledge, regardless of it being the perfect time, regardless of it being the ideal opportunity, regardless of having all your ducks in a row, regardless of all these things that stop people taking action, if you take action, you will get results, and they won't always be the results you wanted. But from getting results, you can then modify your actions to start getting the results that you do want. Action, very, very important. So that is the second attribute. You've got to be prepared to get out of your comfort zone. Everything that you now have is inside your comfort zone. You may have a mediocre life. You may be just like everybody else. You may be struggling or just getting by. You may be afraid of the future or depressed. You may be just resigned to settling for less. You're worried about what will happen if you fail. And so you get the average results, but you're not an average person. There is no such thing as an average person. But everything that you want that you don't already have is outside of your comfort zone. Whether it's wealth or health, prosperity, a different lifestyle, excitement, all those dreams, whatever it may be, you've got to leave your comfort zone to get them. And you've got to acquire some expertise. You need to be able to provide solutions to people's problems to make money. There may be an exception to that, which I'll come to at the end. But generally speaking, you need the expertise to solve somebody's problem, whether it's the fact that they've got a driveway that has got holes in it and they want it fixed. You need the expertise to shovel soil in and level it all out and put a topping on to their satisfaction. Whatever their problem is, you've got to have the solution. If you've got the solution to their problem, then they are prepared to pay money for it. And that is what expertise is about. It's about being able to solve problems. So you've got to have expertise and you've got to be prepared to get that if you don't have it. You've got to have some sort of a work ethic as well. Great little quote: don't be upset by the results you didn't get with the work you didn't do. Most people come online and they come to me and they are saying, oh yeah, well, yeah, I want to make $2,000. I've got no money and I'm not prepared to spend more than 30 minutes a day. You know, you've got to be realistic. There is a work ethic you've got to have. The less capital you have, the more work you're going to have to put in. It's just a fact of life. You've got to be prepared to run your business as a business and say, okay, if it's 2 hours a day or 12 hours a day or half an hour a day, whatever it is, you've got to allocate that time and put that time in. If you don't put in the work, how can you expect to get the wage? You've got to have a work ethic. You've got to be prepared to do what it takes and not say, oh, well, yeah, the reason I've got my own business is because I don't really want to do anything. So I'm going to take the family out for a meal and then I'm going to watch a film on TV and then I'm going to go bowling with the guys, or, you know, there's lots of things that you can do. But if you're doing all those things and not working on your business, don't expect to get the results that you want. And you've got to have focus. This is a great little mnemonic: follow one course until successful. I see so many people that have got so many different irons in the fire and they don't know where they're going. They're trying a bit of this and a bit of that, a bit of the... You've got to focus. You've got to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this until it works, until I make it successful. And then once it is successful, I can branch out and perhaps do something else as well. And you're going to perhaps feel that this conflicts with something that I'll be coming to very soon. But it doesn't. You've just got to have the right focus all the time, and you've not got to let it drift. If you don't know where you're going, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there, you're never going to arrive. And you've got to start by knowing where you are now. Imagine if you don't know where you are located, and somebody says, go to Los Angeles. If you don't know where you are, you're not going to be able to say, oh, well, it's north or south or east or west or whatever, because it could be anywhere, because you're not sure where you are. You may know that Los Angeles is over there, but if you don't know where you are, how are you going to get there? So you've got to know where you are. You've got to know where you're going. You've got to find a course of how you're going to get there. And maybe that course will vary. Maybe you'll set off in one direction and it's going in generally the right direction, but it's a slow, tedious course. Maybe there are a lot of hills. Maybe you might have to go a little way round to get past a mountain or a precipice, but your focus doesn't change. You're still going in the same direction. You're still going to the same place. And you've got to have that focus, and you've got to focus on that one course until you're successful. And capital. Your business is going to need capital. If you don't have any at all, you're going to struggle far more than people that have a little. And if you have a little, you're going to struggle far more than people that have a reasonable amount. And if you've got a reasonable amount, you're going to struggle a lot more than people who have a lot. It's the way that things work. The less capital you have, the more work you're going to have to put in. And when you start making some capital, you're going to have to reinvest that to get where you want to go. Remember, this is your company. And you might not have that cash in your pocket, but if you've got the right ideas and the right work ethic and you're prepared to take action, you can find some way of raising capital, put it into your business. Whatever it is, you've got to get those funds from somewhere. Take on a joint venture, partner with somebody who has some money. Say you'll do the work, get them to invest. There are always ways. You know, people that are successful find the way. People that are unsuccessful find the excuse. Oh, yeah, I've not got the money. I've not got the time. I've not got this. I've not got that. I was never given the right help. But, you know, there's always an excuse. Stop looking for excuses. Excuses just get in your way. Find a way to get what you want. There is a way. You've got to find it, and you won't find it by taking the excuses. So we've gone through some of the things you need, but you're going to need to be also to have some sort of security. No matter what you're involved in, the chances are that at some stage it's going to change. It's not going to work. And if you've got all your eggs in one basket and you drop your basket, the eggs break and you're out of business. I know this from bitter experience. Back in the 1980s, I first got involved in home business, in network marketing, multi-level marketing. And I became a top distributor in the first company, but I was disillusioned because the people that I'd recruited weren't making money. Most of them were making no money at all. They got an expensive hobby, not a business. So I moved to a different company because I thought that maybe it was the products, maybe it was the pay plan, maybe it was this or this. So I moved to another company, spent time, and I built a business and I became a top distributor there. Still with the same problem, still had a lot of people not making any money. I was doing all right, but then the company went bust. So all that effort I'd put in had gone, bang. And that can happen, and it can happen with anything. It can happen about, how long ago? Probably, time flies. It's probably about 10 years ago now when Google AdWords started, and they were great. You could advertise anything. You could send people direct to affiliate links. You can, you could really do anything and just advertise it. Google would send you the traffic. The traffic would go and it would convert because you were targeting the traffic, targeting the keywords you wanted. And as I say, you could send them to anything. You could send them to any landing page, any affiliate offers, anything at all. And you could make money. And you reinvested the money you were making, and you got to the point where you were spending a lot of money. I mean, I was spending thousands of dollars a month, and that was small time compared to some of the people I know who were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And then Google decided they didn't want that type of business. They didn't want people to promote affiliate links. And it crashed overnight. It was gone. So we looked at something else, and I got involved in having a link farm, and link farms were great. They were like multi-page websites on all sorts of different subjects that were indexed, and people got on your website and they could find information about almost anything, a little bit like Yahoo Answers type thing. But on every page you put Google AdWords, and they would send, because that traffic was targeted. If there was somebody looking, how do I change the wheel on a 1927 Volkswagen or something, you know, something crazy, the advert, because of Google AdWords, was targeted to those people, and you get a lot of clicks. And you could make, it was very easy to make $20,000, $30,000 a month with Google AdWords, but they decided they didn't want link farms anymore. And so, bang, that was gone overnight again. And I could go on about the fact that if you've got all your eggs in one basket, you're going to have to, at some stage, make an omelette, because everything's going to be on the floor just broken. It's just going to fall down at some stage. Nothing lasts forever. So you might say, well, how do I focus on one thing? And then you're telling me that I'm not going to have all my eggs in one basket. Well, what you've got to do is you've got to find a way of promoting the different things that you're doing with just one link. And the best way of doing that is with a blog. You build your own blog. You put up pages on that blog about the different opportunities. You write posts about the different opportunities, and you have links to the different opportunities. And all you're doing is promoting the new posts that you're making on your blog. And you're building equity in your blog. It's not hard. If you put a post up, an original post, it doesn't have to be massive, you know, 300-400 words, original content on a daily basis, within 6 to 9 months, and provided you promote that, you've got to go out and let people know that you've got posts out there. So you've got to promote it. There are lots of ways of promoting your blog posts, and I'm not going to get into that right now. But if you go out there and you make people aware of that, and you build up people that are coming to see your new posts every day, within 6 to 9 months, you can have a blog that's worth between $10,000 and $20,000 because of the visitors you're getting. And if you wanted, you could sell that to somebody. There's a lot of people that'll pay good money for a blog that's getting good traffic. But what you have in your blog, you're getting all that traffic, and at the bottom of every post, you know, you've got a little link that says, you know, if you want to work with me, go here, or something like that. You know, you've got a blog signature that's there, and you've got banners on your blog that are promoting things. And so that is the best way, because that way you only focused on one thing, and that's your blog, giving value from your blog to the people that are coming, and from that you will start to make sales in different areas. You don't have all your eggs in that one basket. Well, we're talking about security. A lot of you will have seen this. I use this image a lot because I am a big fan of residual income. It is king. Most opportunities today are promoting high ticket sales. And there's nothing wrong with high ticket sales. They're very good, they're very valuable, and they are probably what most top earners in internet marketing make 50, 60, 70% of their income with high ticket sales. But that's when they've built residual income. You need residual income. You need money coming in month after month after month after month to pay those bills that come in month after month after month after month. Because if you've not, you're chasing around. What happens if you've no residual income? You sales all the time, and if you're chasing sales, the sales will run away from you. If you've ever had a puppy and you've tried to train it and you've taken it out somewhere and you've been playing with it in the field, throwing a ball, and now you decide it's time to go home, and you call the puppy, you say, come on, we're going home, and the puppy doesn't come. So you run after the puppy and it runs away from you, and you can't catch the puppy because the harder you run, the more it runs away from you. It's a great game. Chasing money is the same. So when you get exhausted and you say, oh, okay, puppy, if you want to stay here, you can stay here. I'm going home and leaving you here. And you walk away and the puppy starts to follow you. And it's the same with your income. If you're chasing that income all the time because you don't have that residual, then people are going to run away from you. They're going to sense that you're chasing it. You're desperate to get this money in. But if you build gradually your residual income to a point where it's covering your expenses, and you're not worried then, and you can say, you can buy this or not. I don't really mind. It doesn't matter to me. I'm okay anyway, because you've got that residual income. So residual income is something that you want to plan for, no matter how you get it. And when I say no matter how you get it, because there are two ways to make money. You can do it yourself, and that's when you need all those different things that we talked about. That's when you need the different talents. You need to be able to do things, get out of your comfort zone, make sales, learn about things, get that expertise, find out what a person's problem is and find a way to solve it for them. You need to do all that if you're doing it yourself. And if you've no cash, then you've got to do it yourself, because the option is to have it done for you. And you can always hire people. You can always hire expertise. There was a libel case that was involved Henry Ford, and some newspaper reporter had called Henry Ford an ignorant nincompoop or something like that. And he sued them for libel. And they were saying, well, you don't know how to build a motor car. You don't know how to put an engine in. You don't know how to make a tire. And they were saying, you don't know any of this. You're ignorant about these things. And he said, I don't need to know those things, because I know where I can go to get the people that will do that for me, and I pay them to do it. And he won his libel case because he was able to pay people to do all those things that he couldn't do or didn't want to do or didn't want to learn. And he made a fortune by doing that. So if you've got capital, you have the option. If you've got limited capital, you can perhaps do a little bit of both. But if you've no capital, you've no option, you've got to do it yourself, and you've got to start grinding away to get that capital. And the less capital you have, the longer it's going to take. You've got to build that gradually. And the more capital you have, the easier it'll become, because you can outsource a lot of the things that either you don't want to do or you don't know how to do. And you can get into a situation where you have a managed investment. McDonald's is probably the most famous franchise. It's one of the most guaranteed ways of making money. The problem is you need to put in millions of dollars to set up a McDonald's franchise. I think you've got to be able to buy 3 of them now, and they're like $1 million each. So you've got to have massive amounts of capital to get into a McDonald's franchise. But they will guarantee that if you follow their manual and procedures, you will make money, and that you'll break even in 3 to 5 years and then be making money on top of it. Now, you can do that by doing a lot of the work yourself and learning it all and managing your own McDonald's franchise and looking after everything yourself, or you can pay a manager to come in and say, here's the manual, just do it. This is what I'm paying you, and you rake off the profit after having paid all the wages and the staff and the rent and everything else, and that becomes your profit. So you can have somebody manage your business for you. And the wealthy people in this world tend to get all their investments managed one way or another. Now, for the average person, when we talk about managed investment, we're looking at annuities. We get people that are coming up to retirement and they have a pension from some pension fund, and they're allowed to take a portion of that pension as a cash option. And they can then go out with that cash option and spend it or do what they want with it, or they can buy annuities. And annuities essentially are a managed investment. They pay the money to usually some sort of insurance company, and they will give them an annuity. They'll pay them a certain amount of money, and they will receive a fixed income from that investment. And that, in certain circumstances, can be a better option than just taking the whole thing as a pension, taking that cash option and buying an annuity. But annuities don't produce a lot of cash. Most of them, I've looked into them, and most of them you're looking at sort of 6 or 7% per annum if you're lucky. So you've got to put in an awful lot of money to get not really very much out of that. You can go to a stockbroker and you can invest in the stock market. It's higher risk, and a lot of stockbrokers are not really interested in running managed accounts. They'll give you certain advice and tips and this sort of thing, but they don't really want to have all the responsibility in such a volatile marketplace. So to find a stockbroker that will manage your account totally is rare, and it'll cost you quite a lot of money, and you've got to have a lot of money to invest. There are certain high yield investments, and they, generally speaking, require high capital investment. Someone I know reasonably well, JP Maroney, I don't know whether you know the guy. He has a fund. He pays 5% per month. Now, that is vastly superior to an annuity or what you will get with most stockbrokers. It's guaranteed 5% a month, or if you want to leave it in, I think he'll double your money in 12 months. And he does that by having a massive team running CPA offers. and they take the investment and they run CPA offers, and they can generate more than 5% a month from doing that. And so what they make over 5% goes to pay the wages and the maintenance and everything else and profit for JP. And yet the investor is getting a good deal because he's getting 5%. But he started out at $25,000 and then he went to $50,000, and now he won't take anybody under $100,000. And I imagine that's going to go up. And he's got people that come to him and invest millions of dollars with him, 5% a month. And to get involved in something that pays high yield investment, normally you need to have a lot of capital to get started. Now, recently there have been different options, and most of them are focused on binary trading. And what's binary trading? It's basically betting on whether a commodity will go up or down against another commodity. This example shown here is Australian dollars against US dollars. Will it go up or will it go down? You decide to bet $100 that it'll go up, and if it goes up, they pay you, it says 73% payout there, so usually they pay 70, somewhere between 70 and 80%. So you invest $100 and you guess right, and you get $80 added to your account. And if you guess wrong, you lose $100. And there is software available. There's a plethora of software available now, which is supposed to forecast this and make it easy for anybody to make money with this binary trading. And if you've tried it, then you know that most of the software is worthless. You might as well just guess yourself. It'll be wrong as often as it's right, and quite often, more often than it's right. And all these figures they show you of people making fortunes from trading binary using their software, for the most part, are fiction. And when you do find something that has truth in it, there is expertise. We talked about expertise earlier on. There is expertise involved in doing that. So they're not relying on the software, they're relying on their own knowledge, and they're watching things, and there's a human element going into it as well. And when you get skilled at trading, there is a better chance of making a profit. But it can take years to get that skill, and some people just don't have the aptitude for it, and they'll lose their money with binary software. But now you have the chance to use the same resources the rich use to get richer, and that is without having to put in what the rich put in, 100,000 or $1 million or whatever it is they stick in to get people to manage your software. Now you can get a fully managed account for just $1,000. I'll give you a link where you can get the information on that if you want it. But that is available for just $1,000. You can get a fully managed account. You can have a look at the track records of the company that I give you. They are averaging very, very nice returns for people. I'm not going to quote the figures that they show. I'm going to just tell you that I have been using this now for a few weeks. I've been investigating it for a few months, and I've been using it for a few weeks, and I am actually getting 32% per week ROI. 32% per week return on my investment. Now that is far more than they forecast. It's far more than their track record. So I don't expect it to continue at that level. I expect that we're going to have some bad weeks and it's going to knock it back considerably. But at the moment, that is what I'm getting from this. And you can get in for $1,000 or more. Or if you've got a tight budget, there is a way to do it for less, for as little as $150. Now, with $150, it's going to take time to build that up. With $150, you're not going to have your own managed account with the company. You're in fact going to be piggybacking on my account. So it's something that I'm prepared to do. If we go back here, $1,000, you can't put that on a credit card. It has to be a bank wire. You've got to have the funds available in your bank, and they will then wire those funds to the management company. When they receive those funds, they will start trading for you, and they will do a certain number of trades, and they will limit the risk, and that you can have it totally managed, or you can set the limits. You can set it at low risk of like 3% or high risk of 7%, and so on. But you've got to have that cash available to send to them. So if you had an overdraft, you could do it, but you couldn't do it with a credit card, for example, unless you had a $1,000 cash facility on your credit card. You can't pay by credit cards. It has to be a bank wire. When we're talking about doing it for less, as I say, what you're doing is you're piggybacking on my account. And for $150, that's the minimum, and you're going to get like 1 share. And this has not been set up yet because I'm running something similar for my existing members and subscribers at the moment. But this will be set up within the next 24 hours. If you go to the website there now for this offer, it'll tell you to bookmark it and come back, and there's a timer on there. We have things in process and it is being loaded now. But for $150, essentially what you're going to get is a $100 investment. And we'll be looking and hoping and to double that. Well, we will. Once it doubles, you will get paid out. So you get $200 back. Or you can have the option. No, you can't leave it in because it got too confusing. You get it back. You can then reinvest. Once it's doubled, we can even, I think we take it to the $300. We take it to the $300. So it doubles your actual investment because you get a $100 share. But to get to $300 is probably going to take you 3 months. It might take 10 weeks, it might take 12, it might take 15 weeks. We don't know. It's going to be up and down. It might be less. But you're going to get $300 back. And when your share is worth $300, you get paid out. And then you can go and you can buy more shares. You can buy it. The $50 is a setup fee and a monitoring fee. And I tried to do it for less, and literally it loses me money in paying people to just check on things and look after things, and the fees and wire charges and everything else. So there is a $50 investment fee, which is why that's $150, and you only get a $100 share. If you buy a $200 share, it's $250. The 50 is the same. If you buy a $500 share, it's $550. The $50 is the same. We're not going anywhere beyond those. There are three options: 100, 200 and 500. If you've got more than 500, then you really want to be stretching and getting your own management account. You don't want to be having somebody else looking after it for you. So but those are options, and that is what we can do to get you started on true passive income. As I say, that is piggybacking on my account. And that's what I wanted to cover really today. And we've got somebody there that says all those forecast software are scams. They're not scams. The software doesn't do 100% for you. As I say, you need expertise in there. So that's answering one of your questions. What you get with the managed fund that we're talking about is you don't do anything, they manage it for you, and they've got a great track record of getting between 70% and 90% wins. And as I say, at the moment, I'm getting over 30% return on my investment. I don't expect that long term. I'm expecting probably less than 20% return on investment. But per week, that is very, very good money and very good. I mean, when you've got built up, once you've got to the point where you've got $10,000 invested instead of 1,000, or instead of 100, if you've got to start with 100, once you've got like 10,000 invested and you're making 10,000 back in 5 or 6 weeks, that then becomes very good money, and it's recurring, it's coming in all the time, 100% passive. Do you want to rely on this and nothing else? No, because I've told you, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to be investing some of that into other areas. You want to be doing other things with it, and we have guidance on that as well. That's really what I wanted to cover. There is easy money if you've got money to pay somebody to do things for you. Other than that, if you've not got the money to, then you're going to have to do it yourself, and you are going to need to set up and get these things in place: the willingness to learn, the preparedness to take action and get out of your comfort zone, get the expertise you need, put in that work ethic, focus on things, and start reinvesting your capital. Okay, that's me done. How are we done? 13:42. We've run for about 40 minutes. I do have a link for you if you want to look at where I am investing. Let me find it for you. I put this together in a bit of a hurry because here we go. Because I've been very busy with other things. I don't have all my eggs in one basket, and I don't think you should either. But this is a very sound opportunity, and chat, here we go. Here's a link for you. I put it in as a sticky. And that's a clickable link. And if you click on that link, that'll show you. I've been talking to the guy that runs this company, and one of the things I wanted him to do was to set up a referral system. And they've done that. And in fact, somebody else has come to them and they've done that as for them. And we're all working together now. And so this goes into a sort of joint operation, and you can actually make very good referral bonuses as well as the passive income if you're prepared to take action and get out of your comfort zone and promote the thing. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can make very, very good passive income. This company's been going for 10 years, almost 10 years, over 9 years. And Dime Rose, I'm calling you that because I've got to meet you personally one day, and you can tell me how I should refer to you. Anyway, yes, I've been sending out emails to my subscribers regarding a plan that I'm running at present. The new plan is going to stop me losing money. The cost of the share has gone up to $50. It was $25. I had shares of $200 that were costing $225, and I couldn't do it at that. I was losing money on that, but I've kept that open, and that will be open to people that are my subscribers till the 12th. So that's what, another 4 days. And people that aren't my subscribers will be going to the link that I've got for you there. And if you want to set up your own, if you've got $1,000 or more that you want to wire, then you set up your own management link, and you do it by following the link up there, and you can deal directly with the company, and it cuts me out of it, and I don't have to bother with it, and I don't have to have people tracking how well the investment's done since you paid me for your share. So by far the best way is to raise $1,000 and set up your own and deal directly with the management company. So if you've got 1,000 or more, that's your best option. If you haven't, but you want to get involved, and perhaps you want to use a credit card or something like that, then you can use a credit card to buy the shares and have them piggybacked on me. And so that once again costs me money. And that's what this $50 you may think sounds excessive, but believe me, I thought I could do it easily for 25, and I'm not getting even close. To go direct, yes, you will need to get my name and the email that I have registered with them. And that is all taken care of. It's all, if you follow the link, you get the full instructions, and you get a lot more information. You get some examples of people that have been paid out, that have been investing for longer than I have. I've only been investing for a few weeks, because I wanted to make sure, really. When I learned about this, I learned about it a few months ago, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a Ponzi, and that things were above board, and that was important to me. Not only for my own benefit, of course, which it was. I mean, you've got to do your own due diligence, whatever you get involved in. But also, I don't want to be promoting something that is not the real deal. So there we go. So I hope that's answered your questions as well, Panagiotis. The guarantee that I was offering, yeah, all those, I offered 50 shares where I had a personal guarantee, and that's gone. The deal's the same, but there's no personal guarantee in there. But I don't think that'll be a problem for you. I say the returns are excellent. The company does really, really well. The more money you put in, the more trades they will do for you. They're not going to risk all your money. They only trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and if you've only got like $1,000 or something, 1,000 up to maybe 10,000, I can't remember what the limits are now, they'll only do 3 trades a day. So that is what they'll do. But even with just 3 trades a day, you'll make. Well, in that case, Panagiotis, the only way you could do that would be by using me as a go-between, either buying less. If you have $1,000, then you would need to get in touch with me and get that $1,000 to me one way or another, and I could then wire it on your behalf if you fill out all the required forms. I could wire that money and give you the wire receipt. You would have to pay me the wire funds as well, and a bit of on top of it. $50. Well, if you don't have 1,000, you can't get in anyway. So it's irrelevant, the fact that you can't send a wire transfer. So the only option you have is to piggyback on my account, and you can do that with a credit card. So there you go. And that way starts at 150, 250 or 550. Those are your 3 options. Okay, any questions on any marketing related aspects? I've covered quite a bit on marketing here. If you want to go through it, there is a lot of stuff in there that you need to think about when you are marketing and when you're running your own business. So you need to apply these. How many are there? 7 things in your business, and you could break down each of those into another 7 or so. So yeah, Panna, that's what I've been saying. You can piggyback on my account for smaller amounts, either 150, 250 or 550, and they will double in around about 12 weeks average. It might take 16, it might be 10. It's going to vary, but that will double your money. So if you let me have 550 and we put it in and we piggyback that, in 3 months you'll have 1,000 and we can put that 1,000 in. If you've only got 100, it's going to take you longer, because that 100's got to take 3 months to double, and then you're going to double 200 in another 3 months, and then you're going to scrape enough together to get 500. So it's going to be 9 months before you've got $1,000. So the less you have, the longer it's going to take, and that should make sense to anybody. But yes, you can do it, but only by piggybacking on my account. And as far as I know, I'm the only person offering anything like that. And so that's it. There's no way of doing it directly with the company. We had a battle to get them down to $1,000, because normally they were only taking $25,000 and up. So, but anyway, you can get in there with $1,000. But if you've got less than 1,000, you're going to have to take the other option, and you will get a link to that from the link that's in the. They trade binary in different. They started out trading in exotics, but they mainly trade in Forex now. Well, that information is all there. I'm not going into that. They manage it. It's nothing. It doesn't matter as long as they're paying out. But the information is all on the website that you will get. Okay, if that is it, and we've got no questions. I'm going to get back to work on other things. Yeah, binary options are risky if you're doing it yourself. If you don't know what you're doing, whether it's stocks or whatever you're investing in, it's risky. And that's why we use the managed fund that's been going for 10 years almost, that have an excellent track record. Okay. That is it then. Thanks for being here. God bless you all. As usual, you can get the replay at worldwideweb.sawwp.com/live, and I just put that in the chat section, and that will have the link, but it's youronlinesuccessformula.net. Okay, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. And look at it. If you don't like it, don't do it. But take a look at it. It is... I've never seen anything that is as good as this while I've been online, or before, really. And I've been online making money since 1998. This is really good. God bless. Bye.